Hey, that was a sound test. Hey! Okay, what I'm going to be doing now is just showing a build that I've been doing. And there's a lot of better builds than this, but this is, in my opinion, this is the ice build. So I'll show you my skills. Magic Missile with Glacial Spike. Uh, it might not seem like that's that big of a deal, uh, but that frozen actually works. Okay, so Arcane Orb, an old classic from Diablo 2. Frozen Orb. And there seems to be some nerfage going on here. You don't get much bonus damage from doing Frozen Orb. And the area of effect is not very impressive. But I like it. And it does have the tendency to slow enemies, which to me is hugely important. I use a Cold Familiar, which has a 35% chance to freeze an enemy, which is good because now I've got a better chance of freezing enemies. I'm, stacking that effect. And Frost Hydra, which isn't as good a damage as, say, Lightning Hydra, but it slows enemies, which is important to me. And it also does an area of effect, which to me makes it a little bit better than the other ones, except maybe Mammoth Hydra. You get caught up in a lot of kiting enemies, so Mammoth Hydra probably is the better damage. And I use Force Weapon just because it's 20% damage. So at some point, you go damage. And the way that I play this, because I don't like using my keyboard, so the first three is buff, 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 and then I have one of the navigator buttons set for Hydra, so I can plop out a Hydra while I'm shift firing and throwing out orbs. Looking at gear, it's none of it is very cold specific. I think this is the only cold specific. Yeah, this is the only cold specific item I've got. And, since this patch, and I think even prior to this patch, and I'm talking about the 2.0 patch, critical hit damage is where it's everything. There's no getting out of it, so you just gear with critical hit damage. But, because I'm doing freeze, I want to have attack speed also, because that way I can kind of hold enemies off and give myself my slow ass self. 25% increased movement speed is a joke, and that's basically what you get in this game. So the only way that I can counter that, to give myself the ability to move around and manipulate the mobs, is to freeze them, freeze them, freeze them, freeze them, freeze them, slow them, freeze them, everything that I can do. So attack speed to me is the most important ability. And I can get a little bit more toughness by getting rid of that 50% magic find and experience bonus. I'm not really sure how much of an impact it has, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a view of all my items. Almost no legendary effect on that. I have an Azure Wrath, and I'm thinking about taking that and sticking it on here, but I haven't figured out what I'm going to roll off of it to get the socket on it. You know, because in this game, critical hit damage is important, so you have to get rid of something to add a socket to it. They should just make all items have sockets on them, unless either that or, you know, do something about the critical hit increase. Again, attack speed. I could swap this out for Talrasha's belt and helmet, but I need that attack speed. I don't like taking any attack speed off. One of the reasons why I keep this dagger on is because it's 1.6 attacks per second. This is probably the most normalized item that you'll see on my character. Like the kind of items you see on everybody else's character. And the reason that this doesn't come off is because of that 30% extra gold. Like I found a bunch of items that were like sort of a push, like this might be a little bit better. But I leave it on because they don't usually have that 30%, so. I'll run through these again because I don't know if I showed them all to you. The blood magic. Of course I can upgrade that. I might even go look at the Azure Wrath after I'm done. Just has the best damage that I've been able to get off of that item slot so far. Has all 3 mods that or all 4 mods that I care about from Ring. 500 intelligence, that's the only reason why that's there, else I'd probably have something else. Again. Armor's pretty pud stuff. There's like not a whole lot of intelligence that needs to go into how you select an item for armor. They don't have anything cool that they do. It's just basically resist all and sockets. Okay. Let me go look at that Azure Wrath. When I meant look at it, I want to see what I can actually change on it.
You should take a look.
Oops. Yeah, I don't want to take anything off of that. That'll be a significant loss in attack speed for me. That'll knock it down to 1.4. And I actually noticed that difference. Maybe I'll toy around with that some other time. You know, that 20% is actually kind of interesting. And 25% to freeze on hit. 20.5. I'm sure that there's a nerf on that. You know, maybe when I get Mirror Ball, when I finally loot out a Mirror Ball, I'll consider that. Because then I can use my primary attack. You know what's funny? Is when you move something, I never get it. I will literally play a game for years and still run over to the old place that it was at.
Enemies of the Nephalim surround you.
Whoa, good jump.
I don't have enough arcane power.
This area does this to you, where you walk in and you have no maneuverability because as soon as you try to move,
need arcane power.
You don't have like a fallback point, except for running out the door. As soon as you move, more monsters come in. I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole thing. I hate jumpers. So as you can see, I'm actually doing a pretty reasonable job of freezing the enemies. Whoa, cheater. I hate cheaters. Now I'm gonna have to blow up some stuff so I can run around and reestablish my position, because they cheat and they move me around because they don't have the AI to actually challenge me, so they have to cheat.
Need more arcane power.
Cheater.
I'm in.
See, and that's how they beat me. Is they literally cheat. Like, no, you're not allowed to run over there and get in a good position to fight us. We're gonna drop you right back into the middle of the fight. Get out of my face.
I need arcane power.
As you can see, the enemies don't even know that I have a merc. They're like, oh, screw the merc, we're going after the actual player. But what's the point of having a merc if he can't block from
I've been healed.
Oh, he's good conversation. I found a helmet that's going to be absolutely useless. There, I got the cheater boss off of the map, so now I can actually do okay. Fortunately, they don't do that stuff to me that often. There's not too many PK bosses. That's basically the one. Is the one that sucks you in, the vortex one, I think it's called. I can sort of handle the jumpers and the chargers and stuff. Teleporters I don't like very much either. That's sort of another kind of cheating. If I can't teleport freely, then they can't either. Screw you. And I don't see the monsters with a 20-minute cooldown. I don't use teleport because I just don't like cooldowns. So if there's a cooldown on a skill, this is a message for Blizzard. If there's a cooldown, then Chris is not going to use it. You know, I might use a skill that has a cooldown that's like a buff that lasts longer than the cooldown, or at least lasts a decent amount of time. But I'm not going to use combat skills that have cooldowns. That's just stupid. And screw you. I'll boycott. I call them cooldowns. You know, the developer that uses cooldowns is not intelligent enough to come up with a good use that doesn't use a cooldown. So as you can see, the Frozen Orb actually does do pretty good damage. I'm on Nephalim too. And I could probably have not quite the same success, but similar success on Nephalim 3. The reason I can't play Nephalim 3 is mostly because I have to sacrifice too much of it doing damage. My bracers do this, make me run fast. Which actually is okay, because, like, you know, this game is just so slow. Doesn't seem like they suffer from the same penalties that we suffer from. Look at me lethargically running around. Please give me some shoot. There we go. So just because the reason why I use an ice build, the only reason, is because my character's too slow to avoid all of the cheesy stuff that the enemies do to me. So it's the only thing I can do to like be fast enough to deal with them, just to slow them down. Seems like I'm taking a lot of damage, but what's happening is that my character just doesn't have that much life, so... That's how I survive.
For righteousness!
I am so good, I astound myself.
A mighty adversary is before us.
Oh god, I hate these guys. More cheaters. Oh wait, no, they're not the cheaters. They're tough. They're the chargers. So that's okay to me. I'm sort of okay with chargers. Oh, no, they're cheaters.
Need more arcane power.
Well, maybe it's the rare guys that are the cheaters. I've got 2 spawns in mine. Fire chains is just dumb. I hate that. To me, there's like illogical things.
I don't have enough
out there,
arcane power.
and that's another one. Uh-oh.
I'm badly wounded.
Where's Q? That's another problem that I have too, is I don't have like good keyboard awareness, so I have to look at where Q is and take my eye off the screen. But my bracer saved me because they gave me the ability to have some maneuverability that I wouldn't normally have had. I like Frenzy Shrine. Anything that has to do with speed. I don't care about doing damage. I mean, you know, my dick is big enough. I don't need to feel like I have a bigger dick. So I'm not that type of player. I want speed, man. I want, like, you know, action.
I need arcane power.
These guys are kind of cheaters, but not totally. That like jumping around and stuff. That orb is like the dumbest mod that I've seen, like that was added into the game. I'm like, that is just so dumb. There's a lot of dumb affixes that they added. It's sort of like, you know, they were sitting around like brainstorming, like, ooh, we need to do something new. We need to do something different. I want 6 new things here and 5 new things here. And, you know, that's just where they ended up. We have to use this one. Why? Because we didn't have anything else. I guess it's not so horrible. Waller is just totally cheating. And it screws me. It doesn't screw a monk. It doesn't screw almost everybody else, but it screws me. Because I don't have a grenade skill. And there's many times where it wasn't anything to do with my tactics. I didn't make a mistake. The game just decided to kill me. And that's to me, that's where cheating is. Like earlier when I got vortexed in. There wasn't anything I could do about that. It's just, no, the game decides to kill you because it's cheating ass game.
I am unstoppable.
You know, your tactics are fine, you're doing the right thing, and we're just gonna screw you because we're douchebags and that's the way we think. They must play Magic the Gathering and like use cheesy combos from off the internet. That's probably how they are. Like, I want to make a false life deck, because I heard that was funny, and I'm going to totally screw over my friends playing that. I'm going to use a poison counter deck, because I win every time, because it's broken. Yeah, I have a script strike deck, but it's not the same as the way that everybody else uses it. And I could do it too. I know exactly how to do it, and I have the cards. But I just refuse to be like that asshole. When did it turn into where, like, all the douchebags became video game developers? I don't get it. They used to get it. They used to understand what people wanted. And now they're just like, they're like the nerds that were playing the games. And then they want to just sit there and watch people, like, get screwed, and then go, oh, that was funny, he died.
Rip these brutes to shreds.
Are you gonna cheat?
Need more arcane power.
Yeah, he's a vortex guy. See, like, and they tailor the monsters to cheat the particular player.
I'm badly wounded.
See, I had to look away again. That cute. I tried to put it on a mouse button, but I kept hitting it by accident when I was driving Hydra. So as you can see, like, freeze actually works. A freeze build is actually pretty good.
I've been healed.
It doesn't do like the crazy damage that like a meteor build would do, but you don't get yourself caught up in getting run down like you do the other builds. Like, the other builds seem to do really well. I didn't use my buffs on. The other builds seem to do really well in multiplayer games, where they've got other people to, like, attract the attention of the mobs. I've got this blocker guy that just is wallpaper, and I put really good gear on him, thinking, hey, he'll be useful. You know, he's got that, he can't die. He's got that, he should do damage. You know, I can roll that life per hit off of that and maybe get a critical hit damage or something like that. He's got that, you know, to shield. Attack speed. Critical hit chance. Critical hit chance. Gotta give him some critical hit chance. There's no way around it, because he just doesn't do any damage without it. So when he gets a critical, he actually does okay damage, but otherwise he does like 0. As we used to say in Neverwinter Nights. Ding. Ding has less letters than level. On my server in Neverwinter Nights, it actually matters when you get a level, because then you actually can share experience with people, catching up and stuff. People wanted to know where you're at. You know, if they're smart, they can see how many hit points you have now when you get a level. Or the fact that you just stood there for 20 seconds taking your level. Another vortex guy. So I guess the way that you beat a vortex guy is you just don't get too far away from him, and then he won't vortex you. But this is the really deadly one now, because he's vortex and molten, which will mean that he'll drop me into the middle of the pack like that. So I can keep them moving around from moving around too much. I can keep the molten from being too much of a factor. Usually they'll vortex me right when that thing explodes, and that's how I got. Now all the other guys are gone and I can tank them. You always forget that those guys spawn out like bats when they die. It's kind of cute, actually. I like the idea. Sort of reminds me of, what was that? I don't know. In Blood Omen, when you went to another area, you basically town portaled. You would return into a bunch of bats, fly away. I always thought that was cool. I should actually install that game. I have the capacity to play it. That was a good game. Legacy of Kain. That was one of the more deep games that I've played. Like outside of the Legend of Zelda series. It was one of the more intensely deep games that I played. There was like a lot of games that were big.
We'll rip these brutes to shreds.
No, we won't. They probably have Vortex and they can screw me over. Punks off me so I can deal with the actual bosses. Oh, they don't have Vortex. Thunderstorm's another.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Jailers.
I am
There's more cheating.
unstoppable.
Wallers, Jailers, Vortex. That's all PK. What I mean by PK, where the term PK comes from, people don't really realize. It doesn't have anything to do with a player killing another player in a video game. What PK means, where the term comes from, is from D&D, when you would run into an asshole DM that would build a mod that was designed specifically to kill your character. And he would do cheesy stuff. He like tried to kill your character. You know, there's a difference between challenging a character. You know, if you're a good DM, you understand the build and the things that the players are doing, and you give them outs
If only they
so
could
that
see
if they
me
know
now.
what they're doing, they can win. And there's certain things that happen that are just unavoidable because it's a dice roll. But you know, you don't put a character in a situation that you can't get out of. You know, in RPGA, if you PK somebody, then you lose your right to be a DM. You know, if they, because you have to turn in everything that happened, and if they determine that you cheated, basically PK'd somebody, you lose your DM status. You can't be a DM anymore. So Blizzard clearly, just off of this game, would be forbidden to be DMs because they don't know how to challenge players. They just know how to PK them. You know, making those affixes is they're PK affixes,
I need arcane
and that's a
power.
big no-no in RPGs. Like I know people that play D&D that will kick your ass, and these guys are like no joke. Like they'll kick your ass, and you can't win because you just don't have the chops for it. Like they will kick your ass if you try to pull this kind of crap on them. Oh no, the guy teleports you right back to you and then freezes you and makes a jail around you. Say what? Stand up. Why? Because I won't hit somebody when they're sitting down. Stand up. And the fact that every single boss that I run into has that stupid vortex.
I don't have enough arcane power.
It really does keep me out of the higher difficulty levels. Because when I get screwed, there's like an amount of time that I can survive when I get screwed. And like, unless they have all of the like
The Rift God.
the really annoying mods, I can survive for, you know, about a second. I can get out of stuff, just barely, when they screw me. I don't even know what the hell this guy's doing. I can't even see. Okay, it's this dude. Alright. I haven't been playing not long enough to know exactly who everybody. I think I remember this dude before though. I don't think that he's too terrible. He does seem to teleport almost immediately when I put a Hydra on him. I'm scared of that twister. Should I be scared of it? Leave a comment. Yes, be scared of the twisters. Now there's more twisters. You can do that to me. Oh my god. It's going to be Twister City now. See, I ran over too far. Very newbie move for me. Whoa. You never want to run into the. This is obvious too. You never want to run into the fog of war when you're fighting a boss. And it's like that for every hero. I kind of like the slow time thing. True.
Need more arcane
The one
power.
that like really super slow. Hey, no chasing me down, Twister. Homing twisters. There's one boss or one effect that really super slows stuff down. I love that one. I'll just sit there and stack shots on me forever. I don't know if they do extra damage. Like in Diablo 2, that would be completely counterproductive for a boss to do that. And I think it actually is counterproductive for them to do that, to me at least, in this game too. Because it seems like they take more damage while that's going on. Forgotten Soul, which is pretty much useless to me. See, my orb should blow up tornadoes. That should be the one hidden effect that it has. Nope, I ran out of buff. Come on, guys. This meter is actually hurt. And one thing that you do when you do these rifts, if you haven't figured it out for yourself yet, is you don't stop once you kill a rift guardian. I found that a
I need
high
arcane
percentage of
power.
my... Well, these guys get some sort of slow action going on too. A high percentage of the legendaries that I found after I killed the rift guardian. So, absolutely clear out that area. Cormac gets too excited. It's like, well, if you're gonna like be part of the battle, actually kill stuff instead of just being like running around like a tourist. You know, I'm trying to survive here. You can help out, you know, figure out something.
That was a worthy foe.
Keep talking your
Glorious.
stuff, you useless pile of nothing. You know, maybe some people could leave a comment down there. It's like, no, see, this is how you actually gear that guy to make him do something besides basically chasing enemies around and doing nothing to them. There, I actually think that he helped me there. He blocked the charger, which is just completely incidental. Hopefully Blizzard doesn't see that, because then they'll go like, oh, we got to make it so that the chargers go right through him. He actually made a difference. Gotta fix that. But these guys are a pain in the butt. Unfortunately, they don't have obnoxious life like those angel guys do. So you can kind of get them cheater.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Yeah, that's another thing that's really annoying is you run out of arcane power way too fast. It's not like the stuff does that much damage. It's like not even double what my primary skill does. Like, I don't think I've seen a 3 million come out, even though it's supposed to, but I don't believe that I've seen one yet. There's 2 4s. Like, I definitely get up into the 2.5 million range, but I don't think I've seen 3 million. And I should be doing 3 million every critical hit with my orb. Maybe orb doesn't do critical hit. It's like, oh wait, there was a 3.9, okay. I should be doing 3 million with my my primary attack. Yeah, because I'm doing 1 million, so 300,000 or 300%, that should be 3 million. I seriously have never seen 3 million come out of my glacial slice. So the game lies. Barely over 2 million. Okay, I guess I do pop out 3 millions.
You dare attack me? Need more arcane power.
The damage thing is just very deceptive, because it's like, well, where is it applying that? I don't get it.
How does that
I think
feel?
that was a wizard helmet I found, by the way. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I get to town. I'll ID it. I could ID it with the game book for the first time ever. I've never used that.
Always wanted to fight some of these.
Oh, extra health. Great. Actually, they seem to be taking damage pretty good. These guys don't have a lot of health to begin with anyway, so their health is just sort of like the same as some of the enemies that I was normally fighting without it. They're just a pain in the ass because they jump all over you. This area is pretty handy for me too because there's a lot of wreckable objects in here. Keep my speed up. Speed is a huge part of survivability in this thing. The wizard doesn't have much ability to increase your speed. So you have to get it off gear. And with the cap, it's very hard. There's basically this is the only item I found that does it. Alright, trappers. Thanks, man. Why don't you gem me while you're at it? Reflect damage, you know, I'm never really sure if it's actually doing anything to me or not, but it does seem like I die faster when I'm fighting reflectors. Like I don't life hit them, or life tap them easily. Come on, man, get off my ass. I would rather them do this than Vortex, I'll tell you. Vortex just sucks.
I'm healed.
Hey, why don't you attack that guy that's standing over there with the big sword? Oh, that would make him useful. We can't have useful things in this game.
If only they could see me now.
This is getting a bit boring. Or tedious more than boring. Sometimes minions have almost as much hit points as elites, and that gets annoying. Like, you'll see people who just completely ignore those trees and things, because they're just as hard to kill as the boss, and they don't give you anything, so maybe like splatter a couple golds on the ground. Like this guy here, the skeletal beast. If I wasn't in this rift, I would skip him. If I was like doing a quest or something, I'd be like, bye. You're not worth my time.
me now.
So those guys are a pain in the ass because they jump you, but they're not that hard to kill, so it isn't that hard, that big of a deal. Like even when they're elites, they're pretty easy to kill. Sort of scary because they're all over your, but you can handle them. Looks like I'm almost done here. Oh, there was a skeletal beast in there. I was wondering what was douchebagging me around. But yeah, I think some of these guys need to have their hit point totals lowered. Like those big beastie guys. Not a lot, like half of what they have. That would be more reasonable. Is this all mix cleared? Looks to be so. Normally I even run around and blow upables. Okay, let's see what I got, and then I can end this video. So that's how I use the ice build. It's actually one of the better concepts,
Your trial is complete.
especially for solo play, because it keeps the bad guys off of you better than anything else.
You should take a look.
And I think that's the point. And I think that's why they do a little bit less damage than some of the other skills, because of that cold. And I tried using other builds, and that was the one that really made the difference for me, is the freeze build. Wow, that's like one mod away from being useful. If it had intelligence instead of the... Well, it sort of needs the socket too. That would be like the best of worlds. Maybe they need to move socket to secondary. Or just put socket on everything and screw it. Rares are getting to be the pointless to look at. Because I already got like fancy rares. I don't need the normal rares. It's very unlikely that anything is going to be even useful to me. Maybe an amulet, because I have a rare amulet or a rare shoulder. But I do look at the shoulders and the amulets. I actually look at everything, even though it's getting tiresome because it's the same stupid mods over and over again. Oh, no, ain't not even worth looking at. Ah, people like this one. I don't care about it. No. It's a new transmog, I believe. Yeah, it's actually kind of sexy.
Tyrael, it's been interesting for me to see all of these places where you and the Nephalim
I
journeyed.
need to clean out my
I've
inventory.
heard so much about your adventures with Leah and Cain. I almost feel like I was there.
They were trying times.
Tyrael, you need to watch like The Simpsons or something. Didn't want to go there. Normally I end up with more health potions than I started with. Yeah, my biggest problem is my maximum life. Everything else is fine. But that maximum life. I need Vit, and I need Vit. I'm putting Vit into my character here, but it's not very much of a help. 5 vitality per point. So 50 would be 250. That's not even a gem. Well, I'm actually at 40. Yeah, I'm at 40 for all of them. 160. Yeah, see. 160 divided by 4 is 40. Wow, I actually have some people online. What's this? And they're all sitting in menus. Yep. Or just have their thing open. Alright, well, I'm gonna let you go. You got to see an ice build. You got to see the ice build used. And I only died once, so you can say I actually demonstrated reasonably well how to use the character. And my Templar obviously did not help me at all. Don't care about that because he's indestructible. Bye-bye.